What's up, everybody? It's your girl CC with Where It Begins Magazine, and I got my co-host Theo on the line. Hey, Theo, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good, CC. It's a Wednesday, so you know I'm always good. How are you, though?
Did you say Wednesday? Today's Friday.
Hey, we making TV magic, and you hating on me over here, CC. Either way, though, even on a Friday, your boy is still good. So I'm here.
Yes, you are. You are. But we have two special guests on the line with us today. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves for who they is, what they do, where they from.
Good, brother Commodore. I'm gonna let you go.
All right, my name is Anthony Commodore. I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. I'm the CEO of Commodore Independent Filmworks.
And how's everybody? I'm Julian Brittano. I am an actor, I'm an artist, producer, hotel owner, and I'm grateful to be here, have the opportunity to share some time and talk with some good people. And let's get to
it. Yeah.
Yes. Well, welcome. I'm from DC, so that's why I was doing my my claps to it. But let's get into y'all journey. Tell us a little bit about y'all journey and how y'all got to where y'all are today.
My journey started like when I was a kid. I used to be a saxophonist. I used to write, and I actually produced a record at the age of 16 years old. I used to open up for like a blues alley for certain artists like Phyllis Hyman and stuff like that. And I decided to give up my music after I had like a horrible deal with a production company that saw we could take advantage of this young 16-year-old. And I remember, and I hate to share, but I remember I went to get my money from my contract, and it was like $50. And my those who remember Kent Mill Records and the Wiz and all that, my records were like in stores all over the place. And after I got that bad deal, I just like crushed my saxophone, and I was like done for. But later on, I moved into acting. I started in stage plays, and I started in films. And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't like to sit in, green rooms waiting for my turn to be called. So I started creating my own. And I think in 2009, I wrote and produced and filmed my first horror movie. It was like a low budget. I had one camera, one microphone, and one light, and we filmed. And at that point, I knew that my creatives this world is ready for my type of creation. So it's been history since then.
Good stuff.
Yes. And how about you?
That's dope. Well, Commodore is my man, and we got a lot of things in common. You probably didn't know that I started playing saxophone as a kid as well. That was my first instrument. Then grew into the piano, a little bit guitar, acoustic bass. So I'm a musician at heart. Started out producing music for independent artists up in Jersey and New York. Also spent a lot of time in nightlife. I started out, bodyguarded, bouncing, things like that. I grew bartended, promoted. Then I ended up owning my own venue. So up into 2014, 2015, I relocated down to Southern Virginia, opened up a restaurant, trying to make things happen, make it move where I needed to move. I actually my restaurant ended up closing on me, right? And so that's when I had to make my transition and my pivot into the space that I'm in now, which is as far as in front of the camera. Because remember, doing the events and stuff back in New Jersey, New York, I was always around the entertainment industry, but now it's different now. So I started out as a background actor. Within 2 weeks, I caught a great opportunity. I was an extra on the show Greenleaf, and Miss Oprah Winfrey, she came out and she struck up a conversation with me, took a liking to me. And next thing I know, bumped up to co-star with her on the show as David the bartender, a manager. So, and that just opened up so many doors and opportunities for me. I'm just grateful for them. Able to go, travel all over the place and bring some full level of impact, regarding the motivation, inspiration, being able to share my story and how, I was literally sleeping in my car You understand what I'm saying? I was up in that when I first started because like I said, I lost my investment, which was the club, the restaurant. So I was flat broke. So I had to start from zero. And that's where it all begins for me in this new life that I'm, get to live. So met brother Anthony at a film festival down in Atlanta. We clicked, built camaraderie and a brotherhood. And then we're here with this great project, which I'll allow him to introduce because it is his baby, which he created. Just allow me to be a part of helping bring it to fruition.
Okay.
Good stuff, man. It's always funny how, the journeys of life takes us on that weaved road before we end up in the spot where we're supposed to be. But definitely it sounds like, both of you gentlemen kind of got into the entertainment space, right? You didn't realize you're going to be where you are sitting right now, but you knew you wanted to get into some form of entertainment. So definitely sounds like you guys were guided in the right direction. And I definitely want to talk about the new project. And I'm gonna ask about that in a second, but Julian, I have to ask, man, what was it like working with Oprah, right? We all have that dream of meeting, one of our biggest queens from the community. But what was it like working with Oprah?
It was exactly what you said. It's the regard, it's the respect that you have for an individual. Mind you, like I said, I had the privileged opportunity to work in, high level A-lister events as a promoter, as a club owner, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was used to billionaires, I was used to high A-list celebrities, but this was Oprah. This is somebody I got to watch as a child and grow up with her from her days in Baltimore all the way up to where she is now. I know not know, but that's the Oprah that I have in regards for her struggle and how she climbed up out of it. A lot of people just know billionaire Oprah. They don't know the other. So it was that had me like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then when she started struck up the conversation with me, it was very authentic. And at that time in my life, I had really established some good intention and what I wanted to do, which was, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the arts. I'm gonna get into my creativity. And if I ever have a platform in it, I will use it to help others.
Mm-hmm.
That was a declaration, a vow I made to myself, to God, understand what I'm saying, the universe, that listen, this is where I'm at in my life right now, so bring it on. I'm ready for it. And once you do that, they say, oh, you ready? This is what you want. Here you go. And that's how, so when it was happening, I'm a very spiritual and intentional person. So when that engagement happened on set with Miss Oprah, I knew what was happening. I just had to let it continue to play out just so it can, shock. It shocked the man version of me, but the spirit version was like, oh, you got this, built for this, right?
Yeah.
So it was awesome. It was awesome.
That's dope. That's dope. And like I said, I'm glad the timing, matched up to where your energy was in the right space. Her energy was in the right space. And I'm also refreshed to hear a story, right? We'll be talking about you like this one day, Julian, right? That the stories of when you meet your hero and then it's not the same feeling or it's not, the same expectations that you had. So it is definitely good to hear a warm story of how she actually took time to listen and then, kind of helped you to blossom to where you are. So definitely that's definitely some divinity in the works with that. So good stuff. But I do want to ask, man, you guys are obviously here to talk about the new project, Mercy Road. Anthony, tell me about it. What is this project about?
Well, the Mercy Road is about a natural catastrophe that happened, which caused two churches to basically be housed under one church. And this church has been rivals for like over 20 years. And now we test the faith and the honor and the loyalty of two different churches, which causes, as a matter of fact, this church, the Church Liberty Baptist Church, which is the main church, brought in another church because, like I said, of a natural disaster. And the pastor, which is Julian, he made some decisions without the approval of his wife. So now that you have two churches feuding, you have a husband and wife feuding. So it's just the test of so many things, and test your faith, it tests your belief, it tests your knowledge of God and just how you go about resolving some of these issues, church, and I was motivated to create this project back in 2019. I came down to Atlanta. I was invited to a film festival for a documentary I filmed for Trey Chaney, who lives down in Atlanta. I remember traveling this, running around the streets of Atlanta with a suitcase, 70 pounds of film equipment to film this documentary. But once we edit and we got a call from Atlanta Film Festival, says, come on down. That's where I met Julian. I listened to his inspirational story, and I said to him, we, had conversations that day. I said, look, brother, I got a feeling that someday you and I are going to work together. And he asked me back then in 2019, I've seen Greenleaf, and at that time, I haven't even heard of a Greenleaf. And it already been on for a few seasons, but I just didn't I didn't, know about it until I watched it last October. And I watched one episode and I binge watched the entire 5 seasons within a month. And I called Julian and said, bro, this is some dope stuff here. And he said, yeah, I told you. But when it was over, knowing that I'm a creator and I have my own film company, I wanted more. And because I couldn't get more, I created mine. I created more. And I remember I sent him the first draft and he said, brother, I got some notes. This is some good stuff. And it just went from there to the point where we just wrapped up filming the very first episode.
It's good stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Y'all
So-
should have been there.
Go ahead.
I said y'all should have been there. It was a sight to see. No, I'm serious. I'm gonna tell you why. It's a sight to see people that look like us produce at a high level.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? As far as producers and production and things like that. That's a big thing for me because I spent my last 6 years, 7 years since this all started for me, because my opportunity came so quickly. I travel, I go meet different film and creative communities, and my thing is to get them like, yo, start producing at excellence.
Mhm.
Because you can. You don't have to run to LA. You don't have to go to Atlanta. You have to go to New York City. You do it right there where you at. And that's what I love to see. And that's what I really, what drew me in even further with Commodore, just in seeing his level of professionalism and how he approaches each individual project with care. I'm like, all right, I like this guy. I like how they're moving, and to actually see it manifest in front of my face and them giving me my, leniency and space to do me as an actor and just be however I could support and watch it happen. Next to none. It's great. Great. So.
Yes.
No,
But I got a question. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Theo.
no, you got it. You got it. I'll follow up.
I had a question. Behind the scenes, what are some of the challenges and hurdles y'all had to go through?
Oh my goodness. First of all, one good thing that God blessed me with was the ability to finance my own film project. And that's where a lot of independent filmmakers fail because they want to go out there and, without a budget and, go guerrilla some stuff, film locations and do things that normal streaming services would not like. So, but what we did was I brought in another executive producer who made sure that we were good with our money. We were good with what we needed to do, but the troubles were locations. And we selected a first location, which was a church, and things didn't work out. And at the last minute, I believe maybe a week before principal photography, we found a church in Baltimore called St. Luke's, which we didn't know had historic value because this church was built in 1851 by slaves and donated by the slave owner to the city of Baltimore. However, when we went there, the sanctuary hadn't been used in over 20 years. So if you can imagine how that sanctuary looked. So we had to bring in a whole crew, blood, sweat, and tears, no heat, no air conditioning. Remember, it was like almost 100 degrees in there. And we worked through it. And also, like the independent film market here, people are not expecting the kind of Hollywood type look or atmosphere. So there you have actors initially, they drop out. They said, oh, at last minute, I can't make it. I can't do this. I can't do that. And then putting together a solid crew, production crew, in which everyone wants to get paid. Well, I want to get paid this, I want to get paid that, but we were able to put together a pretty decent crew. And when you come on set and behind the scenes, we even had actors getting nervous because the moment they stepped in the sanctuary, they saw that Hollywood look that they did not expect. They didn't see that one camera, that guy just run around with one camera, but they seen professionalism at its best, because we wanted to make sure that if we can give you that great experience as actors, imagine what we're giving our audience. We're giving them even a better experience seeing some of this work unfold. So it was 4 grueling days of filming. We worked long hours. We were hot. We were, we well fed. I can tell you that. But there's just a lot that goes on in film production that a lot of people just don't know about. But they just see the final product. And as I'm looking at, pieces of the trailer now that I just got, I may even treat you guys to a few seconds of it if you'd like to see. But so to answer your question, all those things combined, formulate into a nice production.
Okay. I can't wait to see
You
it.
got a sneak peek for you. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Sounds dope. Sounds dope. So let me ask you, so obviously, any project, right, when it's new or when you're doing it for yourself, is going to have those certain obstacles. And it sounds like you guys have probably done a good job of moving past them to get to this point where you guys are, right? But moving forward, right, you're setting the bar, sounds like pretty high for the excellence. What's the advice for those, other aspiring filmmakers, since you're pressing the bar of excellence to try to be maintained? What's one gem that you can give to them to kind of set them in the right direction? What was one of the keys for you?
One of the keys for me, and this was a test, and I'll let you take over 1 second, Julian, but one of the keys for me is there was a lot riding on this project that I didn't mention before, because we had producing partners who are from New Jersey and who are from Seattle that are waiting for this project to actually take to a specific network to have the entire season picked up. So the weight of this project all fell on me. So I had to make sure everything was right. There was constant things, again, from behind the scenes. There were just constant wars and battles that I had to put up, because so much is riding on this specific episode. So what I will tell young filmmakers is don't stop, because it's so easy to get deterred, to get discouraged. And once we get discouraged, we create what we call an excuse. And once we create that excuse, we can lean on that excuse to say, this is why I did not do it. Whether it's finance, whether it's personnel, you can go out on your own as an independent and just shoot whatever you want to shoot, even from your iPhone. As long as you have your lighting, your vision, you can do whatever you want to do. So you don't have to have that Hollywood type set. Although we were blessed to be able to, to afford it, you don't have to have all of that. So those who said, well, we don't have what we need, and remind you, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I filmed a project with just one camera. I didn't have the crew. I found some actors that I give you sandwiches, to help me out. I couldn't pay anyone, but I wasn't discouraged. So I was motivated. And once you bring an excuse in your life, therefore nothing will work for you. So just go out there and do it. If you fail, it's not because you didn't try.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Definitely
That's
some
about it.
values that can be applied, into a lot of different areas. So tell me, you gave us a little bit of the background, of where you guys shot. You tied in, what Julian has going on in the situation. But what do you want viewers to receive from this project?
Well, what I would like people to receive from the project is, be willing to tap into your vulnerabilities so that way you can, and your weaknesses, so that way you can find ways to have strength in it. You understand, with your faith, your belief, with the activities, the exercises you do, whether if it's mental mindset development and building, self-help awareness, like I said, digging into your faith, whatever it may be, it's going to make you better. Find your weaknesses And I believe this project will show vulnerability from, my character as a man with his wife and his love for his community. I just feel like people will be able to draw from that and just use that and grow as an individual. And then you start working on the outside. But you got to grow as an individual first. And that's key. So that's why I would like the audience to walk away with.
Okay. That's deep. What about you, Anthony? What do you want the audience to come away from this project with?
Is how to trust your faith, even in the face of defeat. How to trust that God-given faith. Because there are some moments in this, like Julian said, that would actually test you. That there are moments where it's easy to say, oh, you know what, he should give up because he's facing these specific obstacles. So I just want our audiences to see how you can overcome bad, you can overcome defeat, as long as you have that small amount of faith and you keep that small amount of faith, you can accomplish and you can overcome anything.
It's a good message.
Yes.
So what's the goal for this project? Sounds like it may be a possibility to get it to the point where it's picked up by a major network. What is that the goal for the project, or is that kind of 1A and 1B, C, D, and E are also the options that you guys are kind of weighing on the table with this?
That is the actual ultimate goal, because we have this specific network waiting for this view, and with more blessings, other networks are now in line, but we have to satisfy the specific network first to to take a look at it and see how it works.
Nice.
I see over there, y'all causing trouble already.
Yeah, listen. I
Love
see
exclusiveness.
I see the elements coming together, right? The background of the thing that they're all going through. It seems like you guys have that element of drama that always makes for a good series these days. So I definitely see the drama brewing there. I like it.
Yes.
Thanks. So like I said, we have about a week more work to do on this, this trailer. We just wanted to put a timeline together first, but we're going to do some color correction. We may add a few things or remove a few things, but we'll be ready to drop in about a week or so.
Okay. So let me ask you guys, because we don't often get people getting projects to this level with a chance to actually talk to them at this stage, right? We often get times to talk to people after it's already successful, but we're going to go ahead and call out this success for you guys, right? We're going to put it in the atmosphere. And you definitely have two new supporters to do our part to make sure that can happen. But let me ask you, what goes into, obviously getting it to the network, and there's a certain amount of what the network wants to do with you to promote projects like this. But from your side, you guys' side, what goes into what you want to do to promote this type of project?
What I will say is, because someone is already waiting for it, there's the process is much different. The process is, hey, you know what? Go film, put together a great editing project. Let us look it over a few times. If you need some re-edits, we'll re-edit. Okay, now we have it, and we'll send it to the network. However, if I didn't have producing partners waiting for it, we will have to, again, put the trailer together. We have to edit the entire film. We have to try to reach the best we could to reach out to distributors. We have to market it like crazy. There's so much work to be done just to even get it seen, enter into film festivals, have screenings, just to get that feel, to get that audience's feel, to get it out there. So there's a lot that goes into now the pre-production, the principal photography. All of that can be easy, but everything happens post-production. All the extremely hard work, all the the grind, and this is where you really realize what type of project you have. Because like I said, it's all about marketing. It's all about making sure your project is right. Just like what I did with the Trey Chaney story, which is on Tubi right now. So much marketing had to be done. Uproar, the comedy series that I filmed, so much marketing, and just to get it out there, you're at the mercy of streaming services or different distributors, because you just have to make sure it's right. And when the distributors, you've been working hard on a project and the distributor says, well, we don't like this is not for us, how do you take it? Do you put your head between your legs and just give up, or you keep pushing? So that's exactly what we do. But blessings, and for God's mercy, we have producing partners who just say, hey, give us the project and we'll walk it in ourselves.
That's dope. That's dope.
Well, I know time is ticking and we're down to the end. Is there anything else y'all would like to share with us in the audience?
Just keep paying attention. On my end, just keep paying attention, keep supporting the show here, because these are individuals that want to bring great content to you all as an audience. Keep supporting my brother Commodore here with Commodore Independent Filmworks. And follow me too, give me a little support too once in a while. If you're up to it, it's cool. I'm just glad to be able to do what I do. JulianBrittano.com. Julian Brittano is on my handles. Simple.
I was just gonna say, shout out to our social medias and let everybody know where they can follow and where the project is gonna be. So.
Yes, and I could be. I'm on social media. I'm not like a huge fan of social media, but I'm on it. I have an Instagram. I think it's Anthony Commodore. You put the @ sign, something like that. But I'm on Facebook. Anthony E. Commodore. My website is independentfilmworks.net. Anyone wants to reach out to me, have any questions, any words of inspiration, I'll definitely be able to, answer any questions or just give you that advice that anyone may be seeking. So feel free to reach out to either one of us, because I'll definitely make myself available for anyone.
Okay, and I definitely got somebody that's working in the film that's looking to reach out to somebody, so I can share your information also to her.
Absolutely.
Yep. So we just recently started our own Roku and Fire TV, and we do have a one drama series that's kind of in the works by my brother-in-law. So definitely, I think we found a new inspiration for you guys. I'm definitely going to put him onto you guys, and make sure he kind of follows the some of the path that you guys have come on, because it's always good to find somebody who's gone down that road, because it makes it a little easier for you to get there next time. So not knowing if that where he wants to take it, but at least to give him some inspiration, I'll definitely refer him over, because you guys definitely have some inspiring stories, both of you guys.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, I definitely want to say thanks for interviewing with us today and telling y'all journey and testimonies and stuff. I can't wait to see the new project and what it looks like. Thank you for the exclusiveness. It looks really, really good. It looked like the green leaf kind of coming through there. So I wish y'all nothing but success, and I know I'm manifesting it. Y'all doing big things. It's growing. It's getting there.
Thank you, CC and Theo. We thank you all so much for allowing us on your platform to tell our story, and we will definitely make ourselves available anytime you would like us to come back on. So thank you all so much.
Definitely, and we'll keep in contact, man, because once this actually gets to where we all know it's going to be, because again, we're manifesting it for you, then we definitely want to put our people onto it so that we can get people to go and support that, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Doing works with nobody supporting you doesn't allow you to continue to do more things that can impact our community and inspire, and we definitely want to help in whichever way we can with that for you guys.
Absolutely, and thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Friday.
All right, happy Friday. Great weekend.
You too.
All right.
Okay, bye.